We all know that when we were growing up and learning about money, we didn't necessarily get the best skills for going out into the adult world and learning how to build financial stability and how to manage our own personal finances. And I'm no different than that. My young adult years were fraught with problems and debt and all kinds of bad decisions, even with all of the attempts my parents made to have us be great with money. So when I had a daughter, I knew that my experience of money, which was knowing how to make it and knowing how to spend it, wasn't going to be sufficient to really give her the next generation of new ideas and new skills to manage in today's culture, even, which is far more oriented toward consumption. So when she was young, I started doing a series of activities with her of actually giving her some of the money that I was naturally going to spend on her anyway, and letting her make decisions about those purchases. And when that happened, she started to take ownership and agency of her own financial experience. Now, we started at a very young age, but gradually we added more and more responsibility to her to make those choices. So she got amazing practice learning how to do that herself. She had her own mistakes, she had to recover from those herself, and she wasn't dependent on us to manage that for her. From the learning I was doing around my own personal finances, I realized that investing was an important aspect to creating true financial stability and freedom. One of my favorite sayings is from Warren Buffett. If you don't find ways to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And there's nothing more true than that. But it is the one thing that's not being taught to young people. And we grow up not knowing how to do that. And that's contributing to the massive wealth inequality and difficulties that people have when they are confronted with crises like we're facing now. When you actually learn to save, to invest, and then find ways to invest that money, you start building that muscle. And for kids, investing can't be in the world of big institutional investing like stocks. When they're young, what they can understand is, I'm going to use some money and I'm going to have a lemonade stand, and from there I will make more money. Those very incremental opportunities for them to experience using money to make money is where the real learning happens. That becomes a habit that they are consistently doing, and it changes their relationship with the money they have. They're not always looking for a way to spend it because they know they need to hold on to some of it to make sure that they have some to use to make more. It's an interesting thing to teach, and we have figured out how to do it through our entrepreneurship programs, and now it's embedded in our family financial app. So kids are actually saving to invest and inspired to use that money to make more money through their business projects. And they're also responsible for some of their own purchases. Parents get to choose how much money they want their kids to have for specific categories of spending. And then they give that to them, and kids can't pester for any more money than that for that category. Now, we have created opportunities inside the app for parents to assign some actual extra types of tasks that parents would actually maybe pay to have done, like wash the car or clean the gutters for an older child. Instead of hiring someone else to do it, you let your kids do it. And we have a really clever way of making sure that there's accountability for doing that task and that it's done well. And when it is, then the parents actually give the children the money, and they can use it toward any of their goals, or they can contribute to their investment account. They can put it wherever they deem it appropriate for them. This gives them great autonomy and power, and that's what they're looking for with money. That's where all the pestering and begging comes from. They know that you have the power with the money, and they want to be able to affect that, and the only way they know how right now is to pester you more. Some kids are really good at pestering. So we know that we can transfer that responsibility to them and have that be a great learning experience. The beauty of the app is that it allows parents to confidently give their children money so they can have their own experiences and build their own habits. Better to have them build those habits now than have to rebuild and relearn new habits later. We're creating a generation of young people that will enter the world with a practiced understanding of how money works and be able to navigate through a life of financial stability and contribution to their communities. Thank you.